everyone, so I'm back with a book review. I just finished this monster of a book last night, and it is Me Being Me is Exactly as Insane as You Being You by Todd Hasak-lowy. I'm not 100% sure how to say that name, but yes, so I finished this last night. It did take a little while for me to read. I think I read it in maybe a week, but that is only because of how huge this is and a couple other things that I'm going to tell you about. But I thought since I finished it, I'm going to come on and do a book review. I'm definitely going to be doing a deeper and fuller review on my blog, so I'll definitely leave the link to it in the description so you can go and check that out. I'm going to do it as soon as I'm done with this, so go check it out. Leave any comments, questions, anything in the comments below and also on my blog. And please share it. I really want to start getting a little bit more followers, so share it with your friends. But this book, Me Being Me is Exactly as Insane as You Being You, is a novel written just in lists. You can get, hold on, let me find a good example. You can get a short list like this, or you can get a long list like this. My first thoughts going into this was that I was really excited because if you know me personally at all, I am a huge list taker, I guess you could say. Everything in my life is comprised of lists, whether I have lists on my phone of what to do or what I want to buy or this, that, or the other thing, or whether you go through the, 20 notebooks I have in my room and look at how many lists I have in there. I write a list about everything. I don't know why. It's just something that kind of, I think it started when I was either a senior in high school or in college, just because it was easiest for me to remember what I had to do, because there was always stuff I wanted or had to do, and I would just forget about it. So I kind of got into the habit of making lists, and now I do it with absolutely everything. Even stuff I don't need to make a list about, I still do. So I had really good expectations coming into this. I gave a 5 out of 5 stars on on Goodreads, but there are some things with it. Like I said, some of the lists are very small and undescriptive, and then there's ones that go on for pages, and pages that are very descriptive. I liked the story. The story is about a boy named Darren, and his parents get divorced because I don't really want to put a whole lot of spoilers in it, but the boy's parents get divorced because of a problem that goes on in his family. And so he's trying to kind of live through that and accept it and understand it. At the same time, it's talking about him finding love and things like that. So it's a very kind of contemporary book. Doesn't have a lot of action. There's a couple of times where it's like, oh, that just happened, but not really a lot to talk about, I guess you could say. Especially with it being lists, there was not a lot of plot, because some of the lists, I'm going to show you one in the beginning, but it's because it was in the beginning, like this one. This is it says, 6 words his mom sounds like she's saying as her voice travels through the walls. And there's more, but I'm not going to read it all. And then it's just some, stupid words. There was a lot of lists like that that were kind of pointless, but I see why he put it in there, because he wanted to kind of get you in the mindset of Darren. But there were a lot of pointless lists. There were a lot of lists that didn't need to be so descriptive, but they were. But overall, it was very good. Like I said, there was not a lot of plot twists or anything, which is why I think he got away with doing a novel in lists, because there wasn't that much to write about. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm just saying that that the plot is very well flowed through the lists. Even though there are those lists that are useless and not really help you with anything in the plot, there are a lot of instances where even the little kind of stupid ones puts you in the mindset of Darren and has you understand what's going on. I would probably say that I will most likely I'll buy this book eventually, not anytime soon. And I most likely will reread it again just because you can always find something new when you reread a book. But it is not one of those books that I would be super excited to pick up. I kind of went into this book with a lot higher expectations than I should have because they kind of got cut down a little bit. One of the first things that happens, I told Sarah that I was going to be I was going to start reading this book, and she said, and I told her like the premise of it, that it was just a novel written in lists, and she kind of said, well, then how do you have a plot? And I had the same thought, and I kind of have the same thought still. Like I said, it was very scattered. It flowed in the right order. It didn't seem like there was anything out of place, but it just was kind of like a blah book. I sound like I'm saying that that's a bad thing, because it wasn't. It was a good book. You should, if you like kind of contemporary and kind of today's issues going into people's lives, you should read this. It will be easy to follow just because it's lists, so you get through it really quickly. But like, I wanted to finish it last night, and so I read, I think 200 some odd pages in like an hour or two. So it is a very, very quick read unless you get bored with the lists, because at some point there was a part where I was like, okay, well, this list is going on forever because he's so descriptive in some parts. And it was just, I don't know, with it being this long, it gets hard reading the list, that you just want to read the story. Like, just tell me what happens instead of telling me a list. So there was times when I kind of stopped reading for a second and I read some graphic novels instead of reading this, just to kind of get my mindset back on straight. And then I'll go back and read more and stuff like that. But I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was a very good read. Pick it up if you like contemporary and kind of today's issues. I don't know if there's anything else I have to say about this. Obviously, I will get kind of, I didn't want to do a huge review on here. I'll get deeper in my actual review on my blog. So look out for the link below. And what are you guys reading right now? Tell me what you guys are reading. I love hearing what everybody's reading, because maybe I'm reading it too. Or maybe I have it in my pile to read. So let me know, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.